So one thing that we feel like we should explain for our new users of Medulr is how the nodes work within the graph and what each node type does, as well as how to identify what type of node you'll be placing into your graphs. So what I am doing currently is just bringing in at least one of each node type, which I'll be then using to explain them. The first type of node that I'll be explaining is a resource node. A resource node can be identified by a pale blue bar at the top of the node when it is placed within the graph. The name of this node is determined by the name of the resource which you have uploaded and placed within the graph. Your resources can be found in the resource library at the lower left hand section of the screen. And you can also find the upload button in this location, which is used to upload your resources to your Medulr library. Next we have function nodes. Functions are represented by a green bar at the top of their node while within the graph, as well as having a green circle next to the name of the node when you're looking through the node library. As for the role of function nodes within Medulr, they're in a way like connections or commands, from allowing you to be able to connect your resources to a material to being part of the basis of a material themselves. With the more advanced uses of functions, you can completely create a material within Medulr alone without the use of any externally uploaded resources. And then we have our orange and purple nodes. These two types of nodes both represent material nodes, but represent them in different ways. So out of the two, we firstly need to explain what an orange material node is. So when you see an orange bar at the top of a node or an orange circle next to the name of the node when you're searching through the node library, these represent normal material nodes. Material nodes act as a hub of sorts which your functions are able to connect to as a way to combine these functions into a full material. And when you're working with materials, they can have different parameters set to them and will allow you to connect different types of functions to them depending on the material type. These can vary from things like glass to metal or something like a displacement material. Which then leads us to talking about our purple material nodes when they're placed within the graph. These are what we call root material nodes. And when you first bring a material into your graph, it will automatically be set as a root material, and the orange bar at the top will automatically turn purple. Your root material will then be shown in the viewport in the top right. But what happens if you have multiple materials within a graph and you want to view the material at a different stage? All you have to do in this situation is select one of the orange material nodes, and then just underneath the viewer you'll see a root button. If you click on this button when it is highlighted, you will change the root material to the node that you currently have selected, which will then update the viewport to that current selection, changing your previous root node into a normal material node. You are able to set this root to any material within your graph at any point in time, but Medulr needs to have a root material for the viewport to show you any updates. So these are the 4 different node types within Medulr, and when in unison with each other they can create any material that you can think of.